Welcome, everyone, to our last preview show of 2022. It's time, Matt, for the British Open, or also known as the Open Championship. I'm Paul Scott with my good friend Matt Berkey. Matt, how are you doing there? You're switching things up on me a little bit.
I'm just excited, Paul. Golfers are teeing off in 3.5 hours from the moment that we're recording this. By the time most people watch it, people will have already teed off, be in the middle of the first day. It's so exciting. I remember a few years ago, we were having young kids. They wouldn't sleep throughout the night. So I'd take a shift and I'd hold our kids and watch the British Open, track my forefathers team like 2, 3, 4 in the morning. I'm thinking about doing that again just for the fun of it. I don't know.
Ooh.
Maybe I'm losing it, Paul, but I've switched everything up for this tournament. Everything that I would typically do to pick a team, I'm doing it the opposite way. Typically, I'm sitting at the other end of my kitchen table filming this. I flip to the other side of the kitchen table.
Wow, superstitious.
So we'll see. We'll see if those things pay off, but I'm super excited. Paul, you staying up tonight to watch the golf?
I will not be. But what I will be doing, Matt, is I have all my 8 golfers. I went choose 8 this time to kind of mix things up.
Gutsy.
Maybe give people a little chance. I don't know. We'll see. But I have all my guys start. So as soon as I wake up, I can check those guys, see how they're doing, because most of the guys will be finished. At least some of them will be.
Yeah.
So it'll be good to look at.
I like it. There's no British Open app. So that typically helps me track along with our Forefathers app. So you said you're using that PGA website, so that's a good tool for people to use in addition to our app. So Forefathers Cup, this is our final major of the year. Paul, you've won the last 2. If you win 3 in a row, people are going to go nuts. We showed in our last video how you've embraced that villain role. And so everybody's gunning for you this time. So we'll see if you can withstand the heat. And if you can't handle the heat, get out the kitchen. In our Forefathers Cup this year, you're in front. Jacob Taylor's in second. Because you've won the last 2, Paul, there's only really a small handful of scenarios where you don't win the Forefathers Cup. And that's
Love it.
If you end, but Paul, if you end at the bottom of the leaderboard, maybe the last few spots, depending on how many contestants we have, and Jacob wins first place, if we have enough people, he could even get second and still surpass you in the Forefathers Cup. It could happen.
Don't like it.
So, Paul, are you feeling secure going into this? Are you feeling nervous? Is there a cup with your name on it?
Choosing 8 is the riskiest scenario, but it's one of the things I haven't, and we haven't seen anyone do yet, is win with the choose 8. I would love to be the first person to do that, Matt. So I decided to risk it a little bit, risk it for the biscuit, and go for that choose 8 and defeat Positive Popper, who's been going choose 8 every single time for years and years and years. It would be great, Matt. But we'll see what happens. Jacob, as we know, Jacob picked a big-time team with Fitzpatrick, Homa, and a few other big-time guys. So he will be tough to beat. We'll see what happens, Matt.
Yeah, there are a lot of people, again, in that Tier 2. Will Zalatoris, Spieth, Matt Fitzpatrick were some of the most popular picks this week, along with Justin Rose, who's that Tier 4, but, the wily veteran. Paul, I think if you win this week with 8 Tier 4 players, after Popper has done it for years and never won, I think we should invite Popper onto
he would love that. I think if I win with that, you need to grow out for a whole month a solid Fu Manchu mustache.
I'm leaving for youth camp on Monday. So
that's great for youth camp.
Either our youth camp kids would love that or hate that. I'm not sure.
Okay, well, we're locking that in if it happens.
So, a little bit interesting this week, Paul. Normally for the British Open, there's weather, there's wind, there's rain. Tell us about the forecast this week.
Yeah, so everything that I'm reading, obviously we're not over there, but everything what I'm reading, it's looking like ideal conditions, Matt. It's looking like around 10 to 15, could possibly get up to 18 mile per hour winds, but it's looking like nothing super crazy, and everything it should be minimal rain, and then weekend should have ideal, nice scoring conditions. So it's really gonna open things up. We kind of, before we went live here, talked about how certain golfers like maybe Spieth would like it to be a little harder. So I'm interested to see who comes out on top with ideal conditions in this at this course.
Yeah, well, part for me picking my team, I picked two bombers. I picked JT and Bryson DeChambeau. Both those golfers. I'm not sure if I have ever picked either of those two golfers in a challenge before.
Wow.
But I think because of the nice weather, I wanted to pick some bombers because I think they can turn some par fours into long par threes, maybe par fives into some par fours, and really get a stroke ahead on some of the other guys. And then I picked some rookies, which I typically don't pick rookies in these majors. But like I said, I'm just switching up, so we'll see how it works.
You never know. And I mean, you're not alone. I mean, when we're tracking, as we're going live here, I know we're still probably going to have, I would say, 7 to 8 more teams come in before we tee off in the morning. But just some of the other guys, popular guys this week, we have 5 so far who have Rory, 5 people have Bryson, 7 Justin Rose, our most popular person so far, no surprise, Willsey. And a big surprise for me, Matt, only 2 teams so far with Tiger, which I know when we talked before, you're not surprised. You're not into Tiger. Tiger is on my team.
Yeah.
Now, I just need 1 round from him at his favorite course in the world where he's won multiple times. I just need maybe a 68 or something, and I'm good. But no one else was thinking that. A lot of people locked in plus 50 Rose. What do you think about that?
It's tough. You know, Tiger constantly surprises us. Oh, he can't come back, and then he does. But when I watch him golf, when I watch him swing the club, he just doesn't pass that test anymore. For me, if he has a great day, he's like a backup score, a fallback, right?
Okay.
To me, whereas there's some other rookies, some other young guys that if you say, hey, they have a great day, they're posting 5-6 under, right? I don't think Tiger has a 5-6 under in him anymore. So for those reasons, I went, I don't need a fallback guy anymore. I want going big. So, but if Tiger proves me wrong and wins the Claret Jug this week, I'll be extremely happy for him.
I would be extremely happy too, because that would mean that I have a good chance at winning. But you never know. Why don't you tell us, Matt, a little bit about we looked at some of the data on who chose tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 in Classic. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, typically we've been having a pretty nice spread. We have 10 Classic teams, 5 tier 1, 6 tier 2, 4 tier 3, and 2 tier 4. So a pretty nice spread. Last time I think we were a little heavier on the tier 2 teams. So spreading out a little bit.
Burned a lot of people.
Right. Again, it's always risky if you get too clumped together. So yeah, it seems like this tournament we have a nice spread. We'll see how it turns out.
Yeah. And again, Matt, a huge shout out. We have a lot of the same guys, a lot of Classic people. I love one of my favorite team names, as you know, I love looking at our team names. Earn My Card, Breakfast Ball, Gordon with a 3rd place change in his team, showing that he deserves to be here. And I love that. And then Caleb still hasn't used his new 9-iron, which is a great team name also. And then a lot of always our Classic team. So I always love looking at that.
Caleb, you got to get out on the golf course, man. I know you've got a young son, but dude, get out on the golf course. Use the 9-iron.
That's awesome. Anything else, Matt, before we let people go?
That's it, dude. And if we record this video any longer, we're gonna watch over the golf that's about to start. So
that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
We can do that.
Well, I'm just waiting for like NBC or CBS to call us and ask us to be like the greenside announcers at one of these majors. What do you think? We'll
probably get a call from Live Golf before NBC, which would be very interesting. They're trying to hire a pastor, and
an assistant. You're an assistant principal, right? You get a new job.
Yes.
That's awesome. Congrats on the new job, Paul.
Yes, thank you. I wasn't planning on announcing that here, but thank you, Matt.
It's not private
hopefully I told everyone. I hope I told everyone here. Yeah. My mom finds out on here. No, I'm just kidding. We just want to thank everyone, and then we will see you guys on Sunday on the recap show. Make sure that you're checking the app. Remember also on that email, if the app for some reason isn't working, we always have that live leaderboard link that you can also check. Anything else, Matt, before we go?
That's it. Have a great week and weekend, everybody. See you later.
So long.